Hey everyone, I hope you've had a great day so far and that you're doing well. For this video, we'll be going through a quick contents review of the high-grade Gundam Virtue from the 1/144 scale as opposed to the 1/100. And this is from Mobile Suit Gundam 00, and this was released back in 2007. So I was hoping to actually do some Gundam Wing kits this particular month, but it's been very seed centric as it has been for the last few months. But I thought even with the master grade coming out in a few months time, that I would still do a proper contents review of the Virtue, given it is the last of the Series 1 high grades that I haven't put together. Well, I take that back. I have put a Virtue together, but that was before I started panel lining and everything, so this will be my second stint at this actually. But yeah, it's basically just to wrap up season 1, get ready for the master grade coming out, and yeah, should be fun. Well, I know it's fun, but anyway. So, being a contents review, the box is flat packed and in storage, but I'll probably use the box image for the thumbnail for this video. So there we have the Virtue in all its stocky form. So this was before the English translations came along, so you know it's the Virtue, you know it's Tierra that pilots it. And the rest is obviously still in Japanese. The back is still part instructions, so if we open up the booklet. So being a high grade, this is purely the Virtue. Nardley comes separate. I believe it's only once you hit the 1/100 where Virtue has Nardley inside, I believe. Not that I've done the no grades 1/100s yet, but I obviously do know the master grade Virtue will have Nardley inside, so that will be a wonderful addition. So inside we have just a breakdown of Virtue's weapons, so the GN Cannon, GN Bazooka, GN Beam Saber, which is tucked away behind the knee, the GN Field. So we've got a shot of the rear of the Virtue, and a bit of a separation of the burst mode for the GN Bazooka. The color guide, which is all still in Japanese. Oh, there we go, Beam Saber, tucked in the kneecap. If we have a quick look at the parts list, so we will have, when I don't let loose the manual, A-frame, B, C, D, 2 PC runners and beam sabers, and yes, there will be a sticker sheet. In terms of the instructions, so I will admit, I to this day I think the 00 high grades have actually aged fairly well. Not fantastically, because you look at some of the more recent high grades and you can see there's been some more innovations, but for kits that are now over a decade old, they aren't too bad. So for the Virtue, we start with the main torso, the head. Oddly enough, we do the GN Bazooka quite early on in the piece. Then we head to the arms. Still got the arms, go to the legs. legs, waist, and then the backpack with the cannons, and then just a bit of preview on some of the articulation and some of the posing and movement of the weapons, etc. So, actually not too bad. Good amount of things to do with the Virtue, despite its size. So that was the manual, which I put to one side. Have a quick look at the sticker sheet. So it's not small. So there'll be a lot of color correcting. You'll have things for the back of the GN condensers, eyes, cameras, and things like that. So it's yes, not the most forgiving sticker sheet, unfortunately, but it's not bad. Could be a lot worse, but yeah, it's still a bit of a big sticker sheet. Now, in terms of the runners, now I'm going to see if I can move this slide ever so slightly. So we start with the A runner, which I will do on the side. So this is a multicolor A runner. We have the red on the side, yellow, clear, and I'm going to say black or very dark navy blue, but let's stick with black. So that'll be for probably more the condensers and parts of the GM Bazooka. So that's the A runner, which will be very much unique to the Virtue. B runner, all in white. So this will be your predominant armor pieces for the Virtue. There is some nice detailing in various places, which will be nice to actually pick up on this time around. It's part of the waist, back skirting. That will be interesting. I suspect some of those foil stickers will go there. But yeah, there's definitely some panel lining opportunities on these armor pieces for sure. So that was B. Moving to C, which goes back into the usual grey, so more of your joint pieces, some of your inner torso, weapons, and things like that. So your usual grey. Once again, there is some nice detailing on some of these parts, and I mean, looking at the I know this has a proper name, but it completely eludes me. I want to say turbine, but it doesn't sound right. But anyway, just to give you an indication of some of the detailing on some of the weapon parts. And there'll be a lot of venting, so that's always fun to try and panel line. A small D runner, also in grey. So I know this will be for the waist. Both of these bits for the waist. Probably some type of join. I'm going to assume these are probably the knee. It has been a while since I did the Virtue. In fact, it would have probably been over a decade ago. But there you go. Nice little D runner, also in grey. And to wrap things up, we have, I'll do them both at the same time actually, those two poly cap runners, PC7 and a PC123. So this will be most of your joints and things like that. This would be your little poly caps for, trying to think, as I said, I don't actually remember when I built it last, so it'll be for something. But there you go, so you've got 2 of those, and the most underutilized thing the Virtue ever had, beam sabers. So that's your standard SP9. These will be your flat tips, not your circular tips. But that was how things usually went for the 00 series. So that was pretty much a review of what pretty much came in the original box for the Gundam Virtue. I will have links to the high grade Virtue, the high grade Nadle, as well as the master grade Virtue over at Hobby Link Japan if you would like to possibly grab your own at some point in time. When I was grabbing the links, it looks like all of them, well, everything was sadly in back order. In the case of the master grade Virtue, it is still in a state to be pre-ordered, so the pre-orders didn't, from what I loosely recall from 20 minutes ago, the pre-orders for the master grade Virtue are still available. So if you've been trying to find one, and granted it is normal retail, so it shouldn't be too difficult, but if you're trying to find one at a okay price, Hobby Link do have it. Naturally I pre-ordered mine through Hobby Link. I do recommend, if you're keen on grabbing one, definitely do the pre-order, because I would expect this to go into back order shortly after release. And I think that was the case of what recently happened with the real grade High-New. I did pre-order it, but I think it went straight to back order. So, goes to show. Pre-ordering doesn't necessarily secure you the product, but that's okay. I'd probably still be some time away from doing the real grade High-New. But anyway, that was the Virtue Contents review. Hopefully I'll get around to building it soon-ish. I do want to try and dent some more of these seed high grades sooner rather than later, plus the Virtue. And hopefully by the time that this gets published, the Master Grade Curios video should already have been published. So these 00 builds will probably be ad hoc builds throughout the next month or two, while I continue to focus on the seed front. Thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe. If you do subscribe, feel free to hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with my future releases, which I will admit have been a little bit more spaced out than usual. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account, and a link to that will be in the description below. Thanks again for helping support this channel, both returning viewers and viewers just passing by. Stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in the next video. See ya.